Hello Virgo friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Virgo February 2024 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Virgo is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Virgo placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Virgo friend, so birthdays like September 15th through the rest of the sign, or Virgo degrees like 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Labor report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. I'm calling the theme of this month for Virgo, New Worlds Burst Open for Virgo, and I'm so excited to explain to you what my astrological support is for that statement, plus go into lots of other things that are so exciting about this very, very most magical month. Podcast listeners, I have figured out how to put the chart as the thumbnail for this podcast, so you can at least take a peek at what I'm looking at if you're interested in those kind of things. YouTube viewers, I am going to be writing on the chart as I am talking about things that are relevant, and then going to some other slides that I've created to stay nice and organized to give you the most important information to make you to give you what you need to make this month the best possible. Sorry, I'm getting a little excited and getting all flutter-buttered here. Okay, so let's just go right to my list and we'll go in order so that I stay focused. The first thing I want to talk about is the last bits of Capricorn and also how unusual it is that we have so much Capricorn energy this month. Usually the Capricorn energy fades by the time we get into February, but we've got Venus, Mars, and Mercury still in Cap at the beginning of February. For Virgo, this is a great thing because these transits make that trine energy, which is a 120-degree angle, which is the most favorable in all of astrology. Mathematics is at the core of everything in our lives, and astrology is no exception. So the mathematical relationship between the movements of the planets have meaning, and they cause effects that we feel as humans on Earth. And when there's a sequence like this of planets in a fellow element to yours, that brings wonderful blessings, and there are so many. I'm just going to list a few of the possibilities. Venus rules love, beauty, money, relationships. Nice angle. Mars rules emphasis or impetus and ambition. Mercury rules information, learning, and all of this is still for a little longer centered around your house of passion, your bucket list, whatever makes you spark beautifully with joy and creative energy, children or creative babies, true love and romance, anything that makes you really excited, that ignites your passion. You still have longer of this energy connecting in the trine formation with yours. So that is very noteworthy, and hopefully you get lots of great blessings from that. Also important to note about Capricorn energies is that, like you, being an earth sign, it's very practical, very focused on the mundane reality of like what has to be done. I like to call earth energy practical magic because there's magic in all signs and all energies, especially if we look for it. So you've got a lot of practical magic circulating at this time, and a lot of chance for discipline and focus if you have to do your taxes or get things organized or build new systems. This month is about everything new and wide and open. All of the zodiac is going to be feeling that, but there are some special layers of this being true for Virgo, which we'll get into. Okay, so we talked about our last bits of Capricorn. Now let's get right into these 6 Aquarian placements and what they can mean in general and what they can mean specifically for Virgo. So as Venus, Mars, and Mercury move from Capricorn into Aquarius, they join the Aquarius party that Pluto and the Sun already started. That will be 5 planets moving through Aquarius, plus on February 9th, we've got that new moon at 5 degrees. Actually, I'm sorry, that new moon is at 20 degrees. It's your full moon that's at 5 degrees. We'll get to that soon. New moon at 20 degrees of Aquarius. So that's the 6th placement. So 6 party members accentuating the 6th house of Virgo. Okay, so each of these 12 houses or fields of experience we have as humans are run by one of the signs, and the 6th house is ruled by Virgo. So everything that is very Virgo is going to be found in this house, and those are the things that are going to be accentuated by these 6 placements. So everything you hold near and dear, the systems, the organization, the the getting stuff done, the productivity, the service, your day-to-day experience, your routine, your rituals, all of those things are further accentuated. But what's happening now is new worlds are bursting open because all of these placements are in Aquarius, the weird, the wacky, the wild, the wonderful, eccentric, surprising Aquarius. So all of that energy is being brought to your daily routine. So talk about a shakeup of your daily routine. Now, this is a challenged angle, so it's going to force you to get out of your comfort zone. And you might not like that at first, but it can open you up to wonderful new worlds. And when I talk about new worlds bursting open for you, I am really serious about this. This is, many, many layers, your finances, your ambitions, your communication, Pluto ruling transformation, birth, death, rebirth, the sun where you shine, elucidation. All of these energies are going to your day-to-day routine. So you might find that your day-to-day routine is shaken up, or you can actively use this energy to shake up your routine. Even doing something simple like taking a different route to where you go every day can build new neural pathways in your brain, which can open you up to broader experiences. What is inside is outside, and the more we develop things inside of us, the more we can reflect those out. So this is a time where your wellness, your health can get, a routine shakeup, and where you might be ready to try some new or unconventional things to capture your vibrant health. These placements also might represent health issues or things that have been undercover that are now coming out. But as the problem may be brought, the solution may be right next to it. Okay. And so again, think unconventional, think, different. If you have a surprising genius strike of lightning idea, like you have this sudden insight, it might be something to follow through with, because answers in your daily work, your office space, your businesses, your pets, your health, all of these might come in from the angle of something different, something futuristic, something involving AI, something involving teams and groups, because Aquarius rules that energy of the group where you combine with a group. Maybe you join a health and fitness group. Maybe you join a social group online that's supportive for what you're trying to create in your life. This can be an amazing time of manifestation, and it's all centered around you getting the help you need, and that is going to be from these Aquarian directions. So whether it's weird and strange and eccentric, or whether it's the group or the community or the tribe, this energy is here for you, and it is in excess, and it can burst open new worlds for you. It's very exciting. Now, on the topic of new worlds bursting open, let's talk about these open stars. I've got 2 sets of dates to give you and 2 layers of the energy of open stars. So if you're not familiar with my work, I'll define this a bit. There's the energy of retrograde, and there's the energy of openness where planets are going direct. There are inner planets, which are the ones closer to us, and there are outer planets, which are the ones further away. The inner planets that can go retrograde means when, from our vantage point on Earth, it looks like a planet's going backwards in its orbit. It's really not, but from our perspective, where it's at in its orbit compared to where we're at, it can look like it's going retrograde. And it can wreak havoc upon the land, basically, bringing us inward and backward, back to old things. It's difficult to do new things. It's difficult to schedule, but all of that time is not now. Completely opposite is now. So open stars are when we're free from personal planet retrogrades. Personal planet retrogrades are Venus, Mars, and Mercury. And January 21st through March 20th, we will be free from the retrogrades of those planets and their shadow periods. The shadow periods are the times leading up to the retrograde and trailing off of the end of it. Okay, they're the cycle that it moves through. So your big launches, your big commitments, your big anything having to do with big purchases. And this is a big time for big purchases or big sales, houses, cars, computers, anything, any big expense or small expense, something that's important, very important to you, that has a value to you. This is a wonderful time for that. We do have double the sweet aspects compared to salty ones this month as well. So the month is just chock full of opportunities to get the things you need on a material basis, to be inspired and to join with the group. And these open stars are going to be helpful because when you start something new, that is a birth date for that new venture. And that birth date will hold that energy for the entire time of the venture. So if you want to start something new, starting something new in the open stars can give you that nice forward-moving imprint. If you have followed my work for a while, then you know I use a couple of analogies to help understand the flows of the astrological rhythms. So I can tell you that this January 21st through March 20th is the time to set your boats afloat, get off your deserted island without having to paddle with the tides coming in as it is in retrograde. Anything you put out there now will travel further and wider than it would if you did it during one of the retrograde times. Plus, we have the extra emphasis from January 27th through May 2nd of the outer planets going direct. This is very rare and unusual. This is also bursting open new worlds for all the signs this time, but you will feel that as well. So of the January 27th through May 2nd dates, just a little before that, the 21st of January through March 20th is the time when the inner planets are also not retrograde. Okay, so the January 27th through May 2nd is when the outer planets are going direct. And then January 21st through March 20th is when the inner planets are going direct. So I suggest you keep your big launches and your big decisions and your big moves and anything you can in that window as much as is possible. Obviously, the divine benevolent has a timing beyond ours. This is talking about things that you are actualizing, or co-creating, that you are taking action on. And this is a time to weave your webs actively all over the place so that when the retrogrades come, you can sit back and let the food come to you. But this isn't the time to just let things come to you unless you're intuitively inclined. Of course, you have to follow spirit and synchronicity. But this is a time that active manifestation, active work, active conjuring, active directing, active planning is much more supported. Okay, so the next piece of business that we have to attend to here has to do with February 24th, the days around there, full moon in your sign. We usually only get one full moon in our sign unless we have a blue moon in that particular year in that particular sign, which is not happening right now. So this is a full moon in your sign. Very exciting. Fullness, completion, fruition, drama in some cases comes to everything Virgo. So all the things we talked about here, your daily work, your mundane, your reality, your schedule, your routine, your pets, your wellness. So there's energies there in Virgo, but it's actually happening in the first house. Okay, so the house of Aries is where this full moon will happen for Virgo. That is another health house, but this also has to do with your way of initiating, what you put out into the world, how people see you, what foot you put forward, how you want to be known as. And so you might get some recognition. People might know you or know your work. You might have attention called to you at this time. And you might be able to manifest something magical regarding your health, a fitness goal, something like that, or come to honor your body as the sacred temple that it is of divine stuff, having new layers of healing for your physical body. So that's very exciting. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of dates here. If you're a person that loves dates and knowing what aspects may be happening and having a heads up about that, plus a general write-up of the energies of the month, then definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com and sign up. Just put your name and email address there. And then when the newsletter welcome, there'll be an archive list and you can look for February 2024 astrology. That will be out at the end of December. Plus you can see all of my other education there. But I will give you a couple of dates before we go into the last big piece, which is eclipse season. And so we'll get to that. I'm going to give you a couple of dates first. So watch out on the dates around February 8th and February 16th, days around those days, because we've got 2 squares with Uranus. This month is very ruled by Uranus because Uranus rules Aquarius. Plus we have a lot of aspects with Uranus. So shocking things, surprises, a lot of this energy can be very positive, but it can be upsets and jostling and road bumps and things like that. So February 8th and 16th and the days around those days, just be extra careful. All month, be extra careful with electric because Uranus rules electric. Don't walk around after a storm where lines might be down. Just, use extra prudence involving electric. So those are the watch out dates. And I have more of them in that write-up in my VIP newsletter. So yay dates, February 7th and 13th. We've got nice aspects then. 2 of them with Venus. February 7th, Venus in Capricorn, trine Uranus and Taurus. So happy surprises. You know, what's not to love about sudden sweet surprises in your area of love, money, and self-esteem, right? Could be a long-awaited material item coming in. Ideas for advancement could zap in now. Words like zap are really relevant when we talk about Aquarius energies and Uranus energies. The 13th, if you're in the United States and you're doing Valentine's stuff, this energy is beautiful, dreamy, lesser seen worlds, intuitive, romantic. If you want to pop the question, these days are amazing. The aspect is beautiful. And, the stars moving forward are a great time to program in a new layer of your relationship. Weddings and things like that are all also wonderful with this energy. Okay, so now let's talk about the eclipses. Eclipse season starts February and goes through May 2024. The eclipses are in March and April, but the season starts 4 to 6 weeks before and goes 4 to 6 weeks after the actual eclipses. So that brings us into all of February being high time for manifestation along the fronts of the storylines ruled by Aries and Libra, which are me versus we. We started this storyline in early 2023. It will go through early 2025. If you want to have a little frame of reference for when these energies happened before, 2013 to 2015, 2004 to 2006, 1995 to 1997, if you were around and, kicking up then. I know that's when I graduated from college and left the house. Big me-wee things there for me. And all those other dates, I also have very important things that happened, and you may find the same. Okay, so lunar eclipse is at 5 degrees of Libra on March 25th. Solar eclipse is at 19 degrees of Aries, April 8th. The 4 to 6 weeks before then, imagine a pot coming to a boil. Okay, so when we're out of the eclipse season, the pot is just kind of sitting there. Things can happen, I suppose, if it's on a very low flame, right? Just any chance for a manifestation over these 2 years, 2023 to 2025, can happen along these fronts. But you start to turn the heat up in February and things start getting into a little rumbling boil. March and April, it's bubbling over and steaming all over the place. And then in May, the heat is turned off a bit and it starts to simmer down. So that's kind of the flow of the season. Big question that people tend to ask me, I had a terrible thing happen at that one of those years. Is that going to happen again? Not necessarily. The stars that were in place at that time are not identical now. The only thing that's the similar pattern is the eclipse cycle. Okay, but these stories of new chapters with your autonomy, your independence versus your joining with others, in important relationships are going to be very front and center. Now, specifically for Virgo, hold on, I'm just going to clear this up a little bit, then we can look at where in the chart. We'll get into more of this in March and April, but the houses that are accentuated for Virgo are the 2nd and 8th houses. Now, this is interesting because the end of 2021 through the end of 2023, we had a Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle. That ended with a very dramatic emotional boom in October and the months, around there. And I'm sure it was pretty intense. So even though that cycle ended from that polarity, it's not ending for Virgo. My stuff versus our stuff. Inheritances versus your own financial independence, your financial autonomy versus merging with other people, you supporting other people, them supporting you, the mundane versus the ethereal. All of these things are storylines that were hot during those years that I gave you and will be coming up again. And you will be noticing in February a sparking to all of this. So you have a big opportunity this month to intentionally have your world view be widened and broadened through events and information and experiences, or those things may just come to you. This is definitely a time to get out of your hobbit hole. Earth signs can have a tendency sometimes to get very focused on what it is that they're, where they're at. And this is a beautiful opportunity for you to broaden your horizons. If you love how I teach and you want to learn, see more free resources for education of astrology at anniehelpsyou.com. These links are also in the notes underneath the video or the podcast, so you can get there directly from there. When you put your email and name in my, to sign up for the free VIP community, you can access the archives. You can see all of my astrology education newsletters that come through. I'm an astrology teacher, first and foremost. That's why I not only tell you what may happen, but I also tell you why. I understand that's not everyone's style, but for the people who like it, that's what I do. All right. And if you want to learn at a deeper level, you can see my course called Astrology Basics and Beyond, which shows you the 6 basics of reading charts. And if you want to go deeper, you can see my very comprehensive astrology certification course called Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. And that has over 100 modules and growing to help you go from 0 to reading charts in as long as it takes you to integrate the information and put it into practice. If you've been studying astrology, this can help you to tie things together, give you some new levels of understanding, and give you the confidence that you need to ask for money for doing what you love. Okay, so I'm a coach, and I've also been an entrepreneur for 25 years, so you can put my my success to support your success in that course at AnnieHelpsYou.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.